Hi, my name is Dane Gunther. I am 26 years old and I have started on a journey to try to become an AI deep learning engineer. And I have never done anything even close to this before. I'm making this video because I am going through a ton of struggles. I've been trying this for about 3 months, 4 months now, and it's been difficult. Going into just kind of who I am, why this is relevant is I actually have been like a video gaming addict for a ridiculously long time, just my whole life. I grew up with it. And I've been trying to figure out how it is that one actually goes from having the mental habitual state of going to video games to deal with emotional difficulties, to deal with stress and things like that, and just having these automatic reactions when you come into certain scenarios, how you built your friend groups around it, how you've built all of your time where you think that it feels more natural to have, let's say, hours spent in a certain thing daily than to actually even spend an hour towards anything that's progressive, that's a goal, or trying to actually move you forward. And I wanted to talk about that because I think it's something that is not just video games. It's something that persists in just about everyone's life that is trying to aim for something greater, and it needs to be said. So let's get into it. The thing that was really hitting me today is long-term versus short-term goals. The funny thing is, if you think about the short term, you know why you appreciate video games in this instance, or reading books, or watching television shows, or just spending too much time out, let's say, doing a sport or something like that, when your actual personal internal goal, if you had a difference between your long-term thinking mind, which I would say is your logical reasoning mind that's telling yourself what you really want on the inside, and your automatic impulsive reaction mind, which is saying, I want this right now. I've always liked it. I know I'm going to like it. It'll be enjoyable. And the thing about these two, you have the long term and the short term, is that the short term says, I like it and it makes me happy. And the long term says, I will like it. It will make me happy. This one's not providing immediate happiness, and this one is. So if you're talking about how your mind is going to choose one, this is the obvious choice if you're just reactive. And that is the crux of the situation, is trying to make the distinction between long-term sustained happiness and what you actually think you want, which, I'll be honest, might not make you happy. But the thing is, your logical mind is trying to decide it. It's saying, I want it because of this and this. As this mind is not actually having any thought put into it. Your mind is deciding for you and saying, I want this because it's good. I know it's good. I've done it before. But the things that we appreciate in people are things that have not been done before, where they carve out something amazing from the world that never existed before, at least in their own realm. You know, when you talk to someone and they say, oh yeah, no, I found this new thing and I love it. I know it's rock climbing, let's say. Oh man, I started rock climbing and I couldn't stop. I did it 6 hours a day for 3 months straight because I was so passionate about it. And we all want something like that. We want something that's just the moment you touch it, you can't stop. That's not always reality. Sometimes reality is just that you actually need to carve new habits out of nothing and trying to shove them forward, even though your automatic habits are telling you, no, you can't do that. You actually should be doing X, Y, and Z, playing a video game, sitting down and watching a television show, reading a book. And you know what? Sometimes it's just about changing your habits. I want to get more into that, but at the moment, I'm going to leave it there on habits because that is a humongous can of worms to open up. But that being said, we compare ourselves constantly to the people around us. I mean, if I'm thinking about why it is that I actually feel so negative, what motivated this change for me, what were the problems I was dealing with, it's that I compare myself to people all the time. It's an automatic reaction, is to compare ourselves. And as I'm doing so, I end up coming to the conclusion that other people are greater than me. It's a natural reaction as well. Because the thing is, all we see of other people is their success. No one's going to talk to us about their failure, especially someone we don't know thoroughly. They're going to talk about the instances in which they actually accomplished their goals, or the things that they want to be doing more. And instead, they'll embody them for the moment while they speak to us. If you ask someone, oh, well, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm working out in the gym. Yeah, I'm working out really hard, getting my reps up, building up. Do you see what they're doing? No. The truth is you can't. You cannot see what they're doing. You can't see how hard it is. You can't see the struggle, which is why it's important to be persevering even when you can't see it. Because the thing is, if you had a chance to look into their life, if you had a chance to look into their daily circumstance, you'd see a lot of difficulty. You'd see a lot of struggle. Because the thing is, those people that are fighting for something that end up getting it are either working very hard or kind of feigning it in some degree. Because the thing is, if they are saying, oh yeah, let's say they're really into salsa dancing, like, yeah, I'm doing dancing, once a week or something like that, and that's great, and I'm really trying to move forward. And I'm doing painting. I'm actually a painter, and also, I'm working towards trying to get my freelance programming working and getting that moving. So that's going really well. And all that our mind says is, oh my gosh, they're a painter. They're succeeding. They're painting a bunch. Oh wow, they're dancing. They're dancing at least once a week. Oh my gosh, how much are they doing that? How good are they? Oh, they're a freelance programmer. Wow, that's incredible. I can't even imagine doing that. That's so cool. They must be making money off of that. They must be making like a living off of that. And in reality, what it could be is they dance once a week and it's kind of half-hearted. They paint, but it's very infrequently, and they don't really have any motivation. They don't have a muse, so to speak, and they don't know what to do with it. And then when it comes down to everything else in their life, even they have a chaotic element to it. They don't know what their real goal is. They're not moving because of a passion. They're moving because, well, it'd be something to do. Don't be swayed by that. I need to tell myself that constantly. Don't be swayed by that. Because the thing is, that's not the true representation of them. And the thing is also that if you look inside yourself, can just make that decision. Make that decision to move forward and to try to instill passion in yourself. That's one of the hardest things I've had to deal with in my entire life. How do I find passion where there wasn't some before? And how do I keep it in the short-term memory type of life that I have? Because when you get into the nitty-gritty of how you really feel, your long-term mind, your long-term thinking happiness mind, will want you to do things that your body will resist you on doing, your mind will resist you on. And in order to actually find that, you need to push through that lapse in memory, because your short-term memory is going to be the one that recurs every day, that when you wake up every day, it's going to tell you what you want to do. And the long-term self is the one that has to tell it no, and has to tell it, no, you're going to do this because this is what I want, and this is going to bring me happiness as far as I'm aware. And the short term needs to butt out of it. So if you're struggling right there, I want you to write about it in the comments, please. Talk to me about it. It'll help motivate me. It'll help motivate the other people that are going in to this difficult decision in their life, trying to make changes. But the big thing is we need to work together, and we need to talk about this thing together, because it needs to be out in the open, that all of us deal with a lot of junk that just it's not at the surface. People aren't showing it. And when people are fighting for something great and trying to become amazing in life, they're going to deal with these periods where they feel like they're failing every day, and they still need to move forward. You still need to move forward, and I will still move forward. And that's how we're going to succeed.